Good morning, students. We are discussing chapter mineral nutrition, right? In this mineral nutrition chapter, right, yesterday we started right, essential elements. What's that? Essential elements. Sir, what are essential elements, sir? Elements which are required for growth and development of the plant. Elements which are required for growth and development of the plant. They are essential elements. Sir, essential elements are what in number? 17. It means 17 elements are required for growth and development of the plant. 17 elements are required for growth and development of the plant. Yes or no? Now listen to the statement. Sir, all these 17 essential elements, they are not required in same quantities for growth and development of the plant. All 17 required. But are they required in same quantity for growth and development of the plant? No. All 17 essential elements are required for growth and development of the plant, but not in the same quantity. Is it okay? Right? Therefore, sir, all essential elements, all essential elements not required in same quantity. I am speaking about quantity, okay? Not required in a same quantity for growth and development of the plant. For growth and development of the plant. For growth and development of the plant. Is this statement okay? Sir, all 17 essential elements, they are required for growth and development of the plant. But are they required in same quantity for growth and development of the plant? No. Based on quantitative requirement, it means in what quantities these essential elements are required for a plant. Based on quantitative requirement, these essential elements are classified into two groups. I am speaking about quantitative requirement. Based on quantitative requirement, these essential elements are classified into how many groups, sir? Two groups, right? Therefore, based on quantitative requirement, based on what, sir? Quantitative requirement. Based on quantitative requirement. Qualitative, quantitative. Based on quantitative requirement, essential elements are of how many types, sir? Two types. Essential elements are of two types. Essential elements are of two types. Sir, what are they, sir? What are the two types of essential elements, sir? Number one, macro elements. What is the first one, sir? Macro elements. Macro elements. And second one is micro elements. What is the second one, sir? Micro elements. Okay. Sir, these macro elements are also called as macronutrients. They are also called as major elements. They are also called as major elements. Okay. Sir, micro elements are also called as micronutrients. They are also called as minor elements. They are also called as what, sir? Minor. They are also called as minor elements. Is it okay? Sir, these micro elements are even called as trace elements. Very careful. It's very important. What it is, sir? Trace elements. Which elements are called as trace elements, sir? Micro elements. Sir, I am calling it as trace elements but not tracer elements. Micro elements are trace elements. They are not tracer elements. Okay, right. Therefore, sir, these micro elements also called as micronutrients are minor elements or what, sir? Trace elements. What, sir? Trace elements. You should be very careful with this statement. See here, sir, these are macro elements, macronutrients, major elements, macro elements, macronutrients. I am not saying macromolecules. Yes or no? Macromolecules means polysaccharides, proteins, nucleic acids. In first year we read in biomolecules chapter. Yes or no? Whereas these are macro elements, these are macronutrients. Is this statement okay? Now listen to the statement carefully. Sir, macro elements are important for plants or micro elements are important for plants, sir? Right, macro elements and micro elements both are equally important to plants for its growth and development. Sir, macro elements, micro elements, they are equally important for growth and development of the plant. What and what, sir? Both macro and micro elements, both macro and what, sir? Micro elements, both macro and micro elements are equally important. Statement is important. Equally important for growth and development of the plant. Equally important for growth and development. Equally important for growth and development of plant. Is this statement okay? Sir, macro elements and micro elements, in these two, who is more important for growth and development of the plant? Both are equally important. Both are equally important for growth and development of the plant. Is this statement okay? Right. Now, sir, what is the meaning of macro elements or macronutrients or major elements, sir? The essential elements which are required in large quantities for growth and development of the plant. Name itself indicates macro, which quantity? Large quantities. Therefore, essential elements required in large quantities for growth and development of the plant are called as macro elements. Therefore, essential elements required in large quantities, required in large quantities for growth and development of the plant, for growth and for growth and development of plant. Therefore, for plant growth and development, these elements are required in which quantities, sir? Large quantities. Okay, now go for minor elements. Name itself indicates minor. Which quantities? Less quantities or small quantities. Therefore, essential elements required in what, sir? Essential elements required. Essential elements required in small quantities. Required in smaller quantities for what? For growth and development of the plant. Small quantities for growth and what's the development of the plant. For growth and development of plant. Is this statement okay? Right? Therefore, micro elements are required in which quantities, sir? Small quantities for growth and development of the plant. Sir, macro elements are required in large quantities. Sir, large quantities means how much, sir? More than 10 mole per kg. Sir, macro elements required in large quantities. Large quantities means how much, sir? More than, how much? More than 10 mole per kg. 10 mole per kg. Sir, required in small quantities. Small quantities means how much, sir? Less than. Less than how much? 10 mole per kg. Less than 10 mole per kg. It means what is the value we are taking here as a standard, sir? 10 mole per kg. Yes or no? How much, sir? 10 mole per kg. 10 mole per kg. This is a standard we are taking. This is a standard value we are taking. Yes or no? Right? Sir, more than 10 mole per kg. Macro. macro elements. Yes or no? Sir, less than 10 mole per kg, what we are going to call them as? Micro elements. Is this statement okay? Right? Therefore, more than 10 mole per kg, more than 10 mole per kg, macro elements. Less than 10 mole per kg, less than 10 mole per kg, which elements are? Micro elements. Is this concept clear? Right. Now, listen this statement. Sir, essential elements are what in number? Essential elements are 17. Yes or no? Essential elements are 17. Sir, in the 17 essential elements, macro elements, there is macronutrients, major elements are how many? 9. Okay, it means a plant requires this 9 what? Macro elements in large quantities for growth and development of the plant. Sir, micro elements, trace elements, micronutrients, minor elements are what in number? 8. See, 9 plus 8, total how many, sir? 17. So, plant is requiring 9 macro elements in large quantities for growth and development of the plant, 8 micro elements in small quantities for growth and development of the plant. Is it okay? Right? Sir, macro elements, what in number, sir? 9. Right. Micro elements, what in number, sir? 8. Right. Total 17 essential elements. Okay. Now, sir, what are these 9 macro elements, sir? What are these 9 macro elements? CHO, NPK, CAMGS. CHO, NPK, CAMGS. These are which elements? Macro elements. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur. Okay, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur. These are which elements, sir? Macro elements. Sir, if you take carbon, it is a macro element. It means required in which quantities for growth and development of the plant? Large quantities. All these 9 macro elements, they are required in large quantities for growth and development of the plant. It means more than 10 mole per kg of these elements are required for growth and development of the plant. Okay, right. Now go for micro elements. What in numbers are? 8, right? I am writing that 8. Manganese, iron. Okay, manganese, iron, molybdenum, nickel, copper, zinc, boron, chlorine. Okay, right? Therefore, manganese, iron, molybdenum, nickel, copper, zinc, boron, chlorine. All these are which elements are? Micro elements required in small quantities for growth and development of the plant. That is required in less than 10 mole per kg, less than 10 mole per kg, less than 10 mole per kg. Is it okay? Right? Sir, this 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 are micro elements, whereas these 9 are what, sir? Macro elements. Is this statements clear? Okay? Right. Now, listen the statements carefully. Sir, in this 17 essential elements, okay, right. Sir, how many essential elements are there, sir? How many essential elements are there, sir? How many essential elements are there? 17, right. 17 essential elements, 17 essential elements, 17 essential elements, right. Essential elements. Essential elements. Sir, essential elements are what in number, sir? 17. Essential elements are 17 in number. Okay. Now listen here. Sir, in this 17 essential elements, except carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, except this carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, remaining how many, sir? 17 minus 3. How many it becomes? 14. Remaining 14 essential elements are absorbed by the plant from the soil. except carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Except carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, remaining 14 essential elements are absorbed by the plant from the soil. Such essential elements are called as a mineral elements or mineral essential elements. Is this statement okay? Right? What are such essential elements called as, sir? Mineral essential elements. Mineral essential elements. Right? Therefore, sir, which elements, sir? Mineral essential elements. Mineral essential elements. Sir, what is the meaning of mineral essential elements, sir? Absorbed from the soil. Absorbed from the soil. Okay, plant is absorbing, right, essential elements from the soil. How many essential elements plant is absorbing from the soil, sir? Right, 14. So these 14 essential elements are called as mineral essential elements. Mineral essential elements. Sir, in these 14 mineral essential elements, how many are macro elements, sir? 6. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur. These six are right, macro elements which are absorbed from the soil. Sir, here all the 8 micro elements, micro elements are how many? 8. All the 8 micro elements are absorbed from the soil. Therefore, how many, right, how many mineral micro elements absorbed from the soil, sir? 8. How many mineral macro elements absorbed from the soil, sir? 6. Is this statement okay? Right? Therefore, sir, I am writing the statement. First, you see here, number of macro, right, elements. First I am writing number of macro elements. How many macro elements are there, sir? 9. Okay. Next I am writing micro elements. Number of micro elements. How many micro elements are there, sir? 8. Okay. Next I am writing, right, mineral micro elements. Mineral micro elements. How many mineral micro elements are there, sir? 8, because all 8 absorbed from the soil. Yes or no? Right? Now I am writing one statement here. See, sir, all right, micro elements are mineral elements. All micro elements are mineral elements. Yes or no? Sir, micro elements are 8. All the 8 are mineral elements. Okay, right. Now go for the next one. Micro, okay, mineral macro elements. Mineral macro elements. Sir, mineral macro elements, how many, sir? 6. Because carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, they are not absorbed from the soil. Therefore, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, they are not absorbed from the soil. Therefore, okay, ये तीनों को छोड़ के बाकी के, right, 6. These 6 macro elements are what, sir? Mineral macro elements. Okay, right. Now, sir, this I am going to explain now itself. Just I am writing first here, right, beneficial. What, sir? Beneficial elements. How many elements, sir? Beneficial elements, 4. I will tell it. Okay, beneficial elements, what in number, sir? 4 in number. Beneficial elements are 4 in number. Okay, right. Now you tell me, sir, mineral elements means absorbed from where, sir? Soil. Absorbed from soil. Yes or no? Sir, mineral essential elements includes macro or micro? Includes both. 6 macro, right, 8 micro. 6 macro, right, 8 micro. Is this statement okay? Right? Sir, we are discussing, right, mineral essential elements. Mineral essential elements includes macro or micro, sir? It includes macro elements as well as micro elements. Includes macro elements as well as micro elements. Okay, right. Macro how many, sir? 6. Macro is 6, micro is 8. Yes or no? I am writing the next statement. Listen carefully. Sir, macro elements are how many? 9. But all 9 are not mineral essential elements. Yes or no? Therefore, all macro elements, are they mineral essential elements? No. Therefore, all macro elements are not what, sir? Are not mineral essential elements. Are they mineral essential elements? All macro elements? No. Is it okay? Right? Now listen this statement. Sir, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Plant absorbs these three mainly from carbon dioxide and water. Therefore, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Plant absorbs, right? Plant absorbs them means carbon, hydrogen, oxygen from where, sir? From water and carbon dioxide. Okay, therefore plant absorbs carbon, hydrogen and oxygen from where, sir? Water and carbon dioxide. Now you tell me, sir, do plant absorbs carbon, hydrogen and oxygen from the soil? No. Therefore, are they mineral elements? No. They are non-mineral elements, but they are macro elements. Sir, these carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, no doubt they are macro elements, but are they mineral elements? No. Therefore, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, right? These three are non-mineral. What they are, sir? They are non-mineral macro elements. They are non-mineral macro elements. Non-mineral macro elements. Sir, non-mineral macro elements, what in number? 3. Non-mineral macro elements, what in numbers are? 3. What they are? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Sir, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, these are the essential elements whose source is not soil. They are not absorbed from the soil. They are absorbed from carbon dioxide and water. Therefore, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, right? These are the essential elements whose source is not soil, right? Their source is not soil. Their source, whose source? Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Their source is not soil. Their source is not soil. Whose source is not soil? Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, because they are absorbed from water and carbon dioxide. Okay, so are they essential elements? They are essential, but they are not mineral essential elements. Okay, right. Sir, a plant never faces deficiency of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Therefore, plant never faces a deficiency. Plant never faces deficiency of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Plant never faces deficiency of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, right? Sir, framework elements. What, sir? Framework elements. Framework elements. Sir, what are these framework elements, sir? Right. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, these are framework elements. Therefore, framework elements are what in number? 3. Sir, all framework elements are macro elements. Yes or no? All framework elements. All framework elements are what, sir? Macro elements. But all macro elements are not framework elements. But all macro elements are not framework elements. Yes or no? Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen They are what's framework elements. Does it mean that the remaining 6 macro elements are also framework elements? No. Therefore, all macro elements are not framework elements. All macro elements are not framework elements. Sir, all framework elements are non-mineral macro elements. Yes or no? Because carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, they are non-mineral. They are not absorbed from the soil. Non-mineral. Right? Therefore, all framework. All what's that? All framework elements. All framework elements are all framework elements are what's non-mineral. Non-mineral essential elements. Non-mineral essential elements. Non-mineral essential elements. Is this statement okay? Now listen here. Sir, in the 17 essential elements, the recently discovered essential element is what, sir? Nickel. Recently discovered. Which essential element is recently discovered, sir? Nickel. Therefore, before discovery of nickel, essential elements are what in number? What in number? 16. Macro elements are what in number? 9. Micro elements are what in number? 7. Is this statement okay? Right? Recently discovered right essential element is what, sir? Nickel. Sir, before nickel discovery, number of essential elements are 16. After nickel discovery, number of essential elements are how many, sir? 17. Okay, right. Sir, before nickel discovery, number of macro elements are 9. Okay. After nickel discovery also, number of macro elements are 9. Sir, before nickel discovery, micro elements number is how much, sir? 7. 7. After nickel discovery, it has become how much, sir? 8. Therefore, before and after nickel discovery, number of essential elements changed, number of micro elements changed, but not the number of macro elements. Number of macro elements not changed before and after nickel discovery. Okay, number of essential elements and number of micro elements changed before and after nickel discovery. Is this statement clear? Right? Now listen here. Sir, higher plants along with 17 essential elements requires 4 more beneficial elements. Requires 4 more beneficial elements. Right? A plants, higher plants. Right? In higher plants. In what, sir? Higher plants or higher plants. Better to consider what, sir? Higher plants. Right? Higher plants requires 4 beneficial elements. Higher plants requires 4 beneficial elements along with what, sir? 17 essential elements. No doubt requires 17 essential elements. Along with the 17 essential elements, they requires 4 beneficial elements. What are these 4 beneficial elements, sir? What are these 4 beneficial elements, sir? Number 1, sodium. Sodium. Number 2, silicon. Silicon. Number 3, selenium. Number 4, cobalt. Sodium, silicon, selenium, cobalt. Sodium, silicon, selenium, cobalt. These are beneficial elements. These are beneficial elements. Sir, sodium. What it is, sir? Sodium. Sir, sodium is generally present in halophytes. What, sir? Halophytes. Name itself indicates halo, salt. Yes or no? Halophytes. Sir, best example for halophytes is a triplex. A triplex. Right? It is a halophyte. Sir, this sodium helps in C4 cycle. Helps in which pathway, sir? C4 pathway. Helps in C4 pathway. There is a C4 cycle. Right? This sodium. Right? It helps in what, sir? It helps in C4 cycle. There is a C4 pathway. C4 pathway. Okay, in case of halophytes. Now go for what, sir? Silicon. Sir, in grasses. In what, sir? Grasses. In grasses, this silicon, it provides what's our mechanical support. What it provides, sir? Provides mechanical support. Provides mechanical support. Provides mechanical support. Who, sir? Silicon, right? In what? Grasses. Provides what, sir? Mechanical support. Now go for the next one. What, sir? Selenium. Sir, this selenium is present in a plant by name Astragalus. What is the plant name, sir? Astragalus. Its function is not clear. Sir, this Astragalus, it comes under Asteraceae family. Astragalus comes under which family, sir? It comes under Asteraceae family. Okay. Now go for the last one. What it is, sir? Cobalt. Go for cobalt. Sir, this cobalt, right, it is helps in formation of root nodules in legume plants. Helps in the formation of helps in formation of what, sir? Root nodules. Helps in the formation of root nodules in which plants, sir? Legume plants. Helps in the formation of root nodules in legume plants. Is this statements okay? Therefore, this sodium, silicon, selenium, cobalt. These are 4 beneficial elements required for higher plants along with 17 essential elements. Okay, right? Thank you.